And welcome to the
I
Ladies of
did.
Lore. I'm your Dungeon Master, Kayla. Welcome back to our little story. Glad to have you here. Thank all of you for joining us on A Fate and Fables. This is a D&D 5e actual play where our adventurers are exploring a homebrew version of life after death as they trek through my version of the Nine Hells. I'm going to quickly pass it over to Tiffany for some announcements.
So, just a reminder in case you weren't here for last stream or if you didn't watch our YouTube video, we have a partnership with someone who makes not only amazing dice, but also amazing TTRPG accessories and apparel. Their name is Modern Artifice. They do things like this. You would never believe it, but there's dice in here. I'm going to open it and it's going to fall. It didn't fall because that's a great design. Look at that. Anyway, if you use the code The Ladies of Lore 10, you get 10% off. And that's it for me. So we'll move over to the recap, right?
Yeah.
That'll be from me. So, last time, if you tuned in, we pull the curtains back. And we have arrived with the battery. But that wasn't the entirety of the task. So we go to turn the battery over to the royal family. But there's also no reason that someone has to lose. So we gather the whole party and we go over. But the royal family seems to have a problem with this and breaks out into arguments over it. Each one talking about why their specific champion is better than all of the rest. Now, the royal ball goes on around us, as it is revealed that they will allow us each a chance to return to life, should we pass a trial. We ask a lot of questions, and we learn that there has been a calamity in the world that we once knew. In the middle of the wreckage lay the new king and queen as we see them before us now. And as terrible as that is, it's somehow not the worst thing to happen in this episode. But ultimately, this new chance at life will not be the same life that we left behind. Lova argues with Aeirth about this, declaring this to not be a real choice. It's a slice of pie or a slice of shit. To which Aeirth responds by filling her shit-talking mouth with shit. Dahlia does not struggle with the choice, accepts her goddess's will like the good little princess she is, and offers to try and convince her party to do the same. Mari learns that there have been more than thousands of rulers in her absence after she was trapped in a loophole, not letting her reach the carnival like everybody else. This puts her into a state of shock that she never really gets out of during the episode. Kit, on the other hand, learns that Azzy only showed up in person because he was asked to and not for her, and that he probably didn't even expect her to win because he's not sure if he even wants her to participate or what happens to her if she finishes the trial. To this, she does what one does and has a literal meltdown, to which Lova and Umbriel quickly run to her aid to try and diffuse the situation. Manya and Dahlia go off and get their fortunes told. Manya decides to try and get her memories back by giving the dragon egg to Aerith to try and kind of curry favor with her. But before she can, a voice in her head appears telling her to give it to Ryu instead. Unable to resist the voice, she starts to, but the king stops her and demands she give it to Aerith. After a back and forth, she does. But it turns out the only one who has her memories is Mother. So, is now the time to pay Mother a visit? Or is it time to earn a new chance at life? Let's find out.
We will pick up. Last we had seen our adventurers were still at a kind of split currently, right? We have two people in front of the fortune teller. Am I muted?
No, Dahlia and Manya were just talking to Aerith. We had just given her the egg and she told us about Mother.
Perfect. Okay. So, standing in front of you, with the egg in her hands, I think that Aerith would kind of gesture over to Reshi that they need to have like a word. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick look up towards his direction, and you can see very much the tilt of the chin, the eye contact. That is a here, if you will, next to me kind of gesture. We see her ultimately look down at her side next to her as if she's expecting his arrival immediately, and without like post haste, he runs to her side. She looks up at you all and says, "We have much to discuss, granted this new information. May I ask you a question, Manya?" "How did you acquire this?" "I already know. I want to hear from your words."
Well, I stole it.
"You instructed to steal things."
It was kind of a weird instruction. It was like I was in there and then you know in the head it said deserved it and then poof.
Uh, roll me a in roll me an intelligence saving throw, please. Where are you? Dice with an
And I'm so sorry.
That was
Cannot
only a
see,
6 on the dice.
cannot-
a 6
yeah.
on the dice.
Yeah.
Well, I got our number on the dice, proper 13.
Okay.
So you lose. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fair. It's fair. Used to being a loser here.
So
New character time.
Shit.
you feel your innards start to squirm, almost like
No.
when your stomach does that retching feeling.
Am I eating
Sorry
shit
for those
too?
who are puke sensitive. You could take your headphones off. It definitely is that feeling of like dry heave right before getting sick. And you feel like in your throat that you have like slugs, kind of like some sort of like sticky, mucusy gooiness to it. As you try and discuss what it is that was going on for you, you find your words start to tie in your mouth, and you find yourself unable to speak about it very much further.
Okay, I guess
To
I
which
start
Aerith looks at you like
gagging.
she is expecting more information. She's like, haha, you. What in your head? Can you please elaborate on that for me?
I think that she's gonna start like kind of like rubbing right here. And like I think that she can see like the dry heat, like the movement, and just like shakes her head no.
Alright, and then hold on, I'm rolling lots of things right now. This is my Aeirth. Fantastic. Okay. So Aerith looks at you and you feel a magic pulsate through you into your shoulders, and you feel a cough come out of your chest. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, hold on. Let me. My character sheet isn't coming up, but it's a 13 on the dice.
Okay. Uh, Let me know what your modifier is, because that might put you over. But
Okay.
currently, it's not.
You said Constitution saving throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact number, but I feel like it wasn't any more than a 3. So can I just guess 16 at this point?
Yeah, just so that way it's not a huge deal.
Mhm.
You retch and nothing comes out. And you hear Aerith say, under her breath, very quietly, "Show yourself." and as you kind of sputter and cough, nothing gives way. You just continuously are gagging. Dahlia, you see as she looks at you in your eyes and then back at Manya and says, do you know about her parasites?
To me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You would see Reshi walk towards the area where she's retching. And he would place a hand on her back, like not on like the lower part of her back, but like on the back of her shoulders, in between her shoulder blades.
I think that she cowers at his touch.
Okay. Do you wince or do you full pull away?
Wince.
Okay, but you don't move from him.
Yeah.
Okay. As you wince underneath his hand, he feels like you're going to pull away, and then you feel like he hastens his touch to you, and it's soft. There's like almost like a firm kindness behind it. Roll another Constitution saving throw with advantage, please.
It's a dirty 20.
Fuck yeah. Okay. You cough and sputter again, and this time you see just the veriest, littlest bit of a brass looking like piece of chain coming out of your throat. And he very slowly will reach onto your lip ring, like right where your lip ring is, and start to slowly pull the chain out of your mouth. It's about the length of a like long necklace. Roll me a insight check.
That's so gross. $26.
Woohoo! Okay. You see the chain of Kega's navigator's compass, the exact links and chain that you are accustomed to. This very much looks like the pocket chain that would have connected the compass to her vest.
Is it just a duplicate of like my locket coming out of my mouth?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so gross. I think she starts to panic a little bit.
Uh-huh. Oh no, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna grab your arm and just kind of like hold on to it. Kind of give you some comfort.
For my observant people who are watching the royals here,
You're the best.
you can roll a perception check for me real quick. And anybody above a 17 will get some information.
I also think that she's so panicked that she like kind of like grips on to your arm, Dahlia, and she's got claws. They're not like animal claws, but like her nails are like claw like, and she's not meaning to like do any damage to you, but I think she's like digging in.
I got a 12.
Okay. Anybody roll above a 17?
Yep,
Oh.
nat 20 for 22.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, we love to see it. Reese, you see, as you look at Aerith and Reshi in this moment, can you just remind me where you're standing currently, just so that way I don't mess up where your theater of the mind, where you're sitting at?
believe last I knew, I was like protecting Lova off to the side somewhere.
Right after the poop incident. Okay, so that is still fairly close to the royals. As you look over in their direction and you are watching this, you see as Reshi is pulling this chain out of her mouth slowly. He is not breaking eye contact with Aerith, and the two of them are passing very concerned glances to one another. Before she breaks eye contact with her husband and returns to the conversation, you can see there is outwardly like brim of tear and a little bit of worry on the eye. That high of a roll. You could see there's emotion that has welled up about this particular instance that's currently going on.
Damn, so they weren't expecting that.
Mm-mm.
Fuck.
Well, there is much to discuss, she says as she looks over at you, Dahlia. She, staring at the chain in your hand, asks you, "Is this familiar to you?" You, babe.
Well, I don't know, is it? Am I getting it? Like, do I have a memory of this, or like...
You have absolutely, you know what it is. It is Kega's compass. So looking at the chain in her hand, you are overwhelmed with the feeling of being on the ship and memories of hitting the water and things that you have pushed far into the outskirts of your brain, trying not to think about as far as what has happened and what it took for you to get here.
I think that she's too fearful to speak her name. So I think that she gives her like a very generic answer of like, it's her compass.
Understood. Now you recognize the one person that you need help from you have slighted in a big way.
I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry?
I didn't mean to.
I understand. Intent isn't everything here. Sometimes your actions have weight.
Well, can't we just keep it a secret? Please?
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I have...
Did I give her the help action by looking at my goddess and saying, that is one of the tenets of our faith, is secrecy?
Oh my god, you can. Okay, flat roll right now.
Well, I also have more of an argument if you want to listen to the argument and give me advantage.
What's more of the argument? I'm willing to entertain.
Well, I was only in that castle because of you. And I'm sure you don't want people to know that.
You can roll a flat roll. Oh.
Well, it's an 18 on the dice, so...
Probably something ridiculous.
Yeah, probably.
Add it up.
Persuasion? Yeah, you don't want me to add it up. Let's just say it's above
Do it.
20.
It's above 20.
It's above 20.
Well, the DC was 30, babe.
Shit. Okay, hold on. Let me actually do the math of the DC 30.
Sorry, didn't mean to say a thunder. I was joking.
You're spot on.
34.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Plus 12?
God damn.
What the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Here we go. Let me think about how I want to do this then. As you say it is one of the tenets of your faith, she looks over at you and smiles and says, "You know, I suppose you are doing us a favor by keeping it quiet. We will disregard. Pretend this never happened. You cannot let her know."
Trust, I don't think I want her to know. I will not mention anything. You said she has my memories, right? I'm not risking that.
Oh no, I did not say she has your memories for it. I
Oh.
said she has information on how to get your memory.
There's even more? God.
I'm sorry, I don't know enough about religion to help you. It's not my specialty.
But aren't you a goddess? And you don't know anything about religion?
I'm not that kind of goddess, sorry.
Oh, there are so many types of gods and goddesses. This is why I don't believe in them.
This is news to Dahlia. She's kind of like, what?
Mm-hmm.
She looks concerned. Dahlia looks concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm not omnipresent. I don't know what's going on in all walks of the realms of the earth. Magic is tricky, to say the least, and ever evolving at all times. To presume you know everything about it would be heinous and practically untrue.
oh, well, Dahlia, I guess your new nickname isn't going to be God's favorite princess now. So,
I just smile at you. I'm like, okay, whatever. Give a little eye roll.
so she'll just know information?
She'll know more about this than I would.
Is there anything that I can do to get good favor?
After what you've done.
Well, she doesn't know about what I've done, so...
I cannot say what will give you good favor. She's not easy to please. She doesn't like visitors. She doesn't like helping. She's kind of difficult to get along with.
Does she like music? I could play for her.
And then you hear Reshi chime in. Who doesn't love music? That's the way to everybody's heart.
Can I just point out that she might know we were responsible for the eggs because we were in the room holding one of the eggs and 3 of her guards or something saw us in there.
Well, didn't we kill them? Didn't they? Oh no, they didn't die. Oh fuck. See, guys, no witnesses. We should have just...
You were the first one who ran. Hold on here. Let's get that straight.
Oh, that is not how I remember it. But I guess
All
don't
here, I
listen to
assumed
me.
it was just a couple of you.
Yeah.
You were there.
No, I mean like right now in this conversation, because Manya went, "You guys," but I think it's just you two.
No,
Well, I think
there's
I was just doing
Lova
like
and...
an overarching general statement.
Oh.
There's also Lova and Umbriel right there as well.
Yeah, we're kind of off to the side.
Where did I leave Kit last?
Kit is on
Well,
a
Kit was-
stairwell.
So I thought Umbriel and Lova were with Kit after the
Kit
meltdown.
ran off
Yeah, Kit left.
after the meltdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Where'd you go?
Where
Bro, I
are
don't
you?
even know.
I went nowhere is the actual thing. I think everyone left, and I'm
I
still
think you're
standing there
still
where you
standing.
left me.
Yeah, well, you're then off you would then be off to the side a little bit from this conversation, but not far from it. When he re-entered the room, he would have walked back up to like his wife's side, but you would have just been a couple feet off then.
Closer than I thought. Okay.
So everyone's kind of centralized then, besides Kit, who is stairwell sitting currently.
Look, Dahlia, it doesn't matter who ran, who stayed. We just shouldn't have left witnesses.
Agree.
Well, good. Now we know no witnesses next time.
Witnesses will make it tricky, and she will want an answer. What I can do for you is I can see if we can call in a favor. And she looks over to Reshi, who looks over to Verenna, who is still poised to fight at a given moment. You see that she is standing close by, still ready and on edge. And looking very frustrated. There is this... She always has resting bitch face, but there is definitely this air of, like, she wants to be heard, and it seems like she's waiting for her moment, and she hasn't been permitted to speak, so she's just like, oh, she's one of those mean girls. She's just sitting and waiting. She's like, she looks over at her dad and says, oh, you're done? You guys are done? You guys are done? Great. They want help after they just fucked up, and you guys are just gonna give it to them. And Rishi's like, listen, they're very helpful. They did what they were supposed to do. And she was like, no, they didn't. And
Actually, technically we did. We brought it back.
brought what back?
Whatever the stupid thing was.
You were supposed to win, right?
I did!
Yeah. It looked like you won. Wow. The robot waited for you. Anyway.
I don't know what your problem is. Gosh. You could be...
I'm gonna elbow you. I'm gonna be like, shut up.
The reality of this circumstance is that these people are still indebted to us, and I don't think that we should be giving them anything. To which Aeirth is like, Verenna, enough. And she's like, no, Mom. And Verena's like, I'm serious. This is really... And she just gets cut off again. Verenna, enough. This is bullshit. Oh, do you stick your tongue out for real? Huh. Should I let you save?
I just want to say I'm so on Verena's side. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever been off of her side. Just putting it out there.
She's not...
I do
not
love
stupid.
her. I do
She's a
actually really
smart
love
girl,
her. She's
so.
smart here. She's right.
Yeah. And then you have Aerith, who is looking at you as your tongue splits directly in the center. And
true.
she looks at you with a glare, and you now have a forked tongue currently.
Haven't I always had a forked tongue?
Huh?
Haven't I always had a forked tongue?
Have you... forked tongue?
Words.
What?
Oh, that was part of my design, yeah. I'm pretty
She
sure
has a
I've always
pork
had
chop. That's her design. Pork
chops.
Pork chop?
I've always had a pork chop in my mouth.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no.
Listen, did you always have a forked tongue?
Yes.
Oh, terrible then. Even worse for you. Then it just splits in half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So where it was separated, there's like a severance.
Good news,
down between
Dahlia.
the two.
In her best effort,
Mhm.
she tries to say, she kicked me. I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't know how it comes out, but she really does try.
Swollen.
Swollen.
It comes out sounding really fatty and swollen.
Okay, that's fair. I deserved it. God. Fuck.
They don't play. They do play. They play a little. They fuck around and find out and play a little. You see as Verenna is very frustrated by this, she looks over at you, Manyans, and just like shakes her head, and she's like, does the frustrated girl like, oh, and storms away. Aerith looks at her and watches her leave. She is still holding onto the beast and exits out with like this big dog meat beast in tow. And you see a moment where she turns like she's gonna say something else, and then she re-exits. She doesn't waste her breath. She like turns like she's gonna argue, and then says nothing and walks out. Stomps on the ground a little bit on her way out. I think that it would be at this moment that she would start to run past Kit. She exits out the same area where Kit had exited. And so she's kind of walking down the corridor there. Kit, are you tucked away currently? Are you like hiding?
No, I think Kit didn't really expect anyone to come, and so just didn't go far or like hide herself. She just kind of sat at the top of the stairs, out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
As she kind of storms out, you see she's got this big thing in tow. And you've seen her like train this thing ever since it was like a little disgusting pile of meat. And like now it's just this monstrous beast. And she just
Does it have
stops
a
it.
name?
Yeah, it does, and you would know it. Hold on, let me pull it up.
That's a puppy.
It is a puppy. Ba, 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 ba. She calls it Lerna.
Verenna.
Mm-hmm. But as she walks and like it is a very frustrated storm in. She looks over in your direction and she goes, ugh, are you still crying?
I can't cry. I don't know how to do that.
Well, you should stand up. You were the winner in there, by the way. You're the one who should be making the directions.
Azzy
I'm
says
gonna.
I can't make any directions and I can't go anywhere.
Azzy is not really telling you what to do anymore all the way, is he?
He wants to be.
Okay. This place fucking sucks. If you want to leave, I don't blame you. I'm just saying, the reality of my circumstance is that you shouldn't exist. And so I'm a little afraid of what's going to happen if you go out into the world. But if you do, I think that you could really change some shit. Because, I don't know, you're kind of special looking.
I think that Kit would risk it and hug her really quick and then like immediately let go.
Body would tense up. She would totally stank face the whole time. But she would give you a small, like, little nod. And it's just like, I don't know, you're a lot more smart than those other rabbit robot things. I think he's not giving you enough credit. Also, you won. It doesn't matter if I like you or dislike you. You won. That's the truth. And then she starts to walk away with the dog down the hallway. I think that she would also like turn and give like a smile and then keep walking and make it like tries to be warm. It's incredibly uncomfortable and keeps it moving.
I think as she leaves, Kit would, like, not expecting her to turn around or anything, Kit would just
Mhm.
say, well, I like you, if it makes a difference.
I don't think that she would acknowledge it other than the attempt to smile and be like, yeah, like you too, but it's a very, very strange exchange. um you would see that Lerna pays attention to the fact that you exist, but doesn't aggress on you in any way, even though you are close.
Sorry, I have a barking dog in the background.
You're totally fine. Treffy.
I think that Kit wouldn't really know what to do at this point because she doesn't want to go back in there, but she also doesn't want to sit back down because Verenna told her to stand up. So I think she'd just be like standing awkwardly at the top of the stairs, just kind of ready.
Yeah, understood. Uh, I think that you would also have roll me a perception check just so that way I know if you would notice it or not.
Okay, we're so good at those.
That's why I like
Okay,
to make you do them. They're fun.
13.
Not terrible. You would see there is a blinking light on your chest that seems it is currently in the process of trying to record this current circumstance.
Oh, that's not good. Good. I, she would kind of claw at it a little bit.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity check.
Actually, good at those. Hold on. I don't know how to do numbers. 16.
A 16. You're able to get a compartment that currently sits over top of it. The plate that normally obscures it a little bit is able to pop open with your fingertips prying kind of behind it. And as you wedge it open, you can see there is a small little camera that is currently stationed behind it.
Can I pull it out?
Mm. Yes, you can definitely do that. Roll me another dexterity check, please. Or a medicine check. I don't know if that would be better for you, but
No, it would not.
okay.
I like dexterity better, thank you.
Yeah.
That's only a 9.
Well, great. Um, had you rolled like a medicine check, it would have been one of those things where you would have tried to like see where the cords plug into the parts of your flesh and like how to gently and easily remove that from underneath this like subdermis kind of input that functions as the secondary pseudoplating for you. You instead try to like pop it like a cystic pimple, and as you push on either side of it, the camera lens cracks but does not give way. So now there's this like kind of shattered little bit of camera underneath what looks like the skin here.
That's fine. Ugh. Ugh. I think
It's it's to say it feels uncomfortable is an understatement. It feels like if you have a shin splint or something like that. Like there's now this piece of grit underneath that feels like it cannot kind of settle.
ugh. Um
Sorry for the body graphic horror. as I watch you
like
guys
it.
are literally writhe.
Yeah,
We
I
did
think
not get a
it's.
warning, okay? Okay?
Sorry, folks.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I
Make
think
it grosser.
I think she's
Not my
still
kink,
picking
not my
at
kink,
it.
not my kink.
It's not good.
Somebody get that guy in here. I think that yeah, let me roll a die real quick so that way I can decide. Because I'm bad. Oh fuck yeah, natural 20. 100% as he would jump onto like your radio comms and be like, Kit, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to make sure you're okay.
Are you really? Or are you just trying to make sure that your experiment's okay?
Those are two those things are not those are mutually exclusive. Those are not mutually exclusive.
I don't want to talk to you right now.
You're hurting yourself.
I don't care. You're hurting me.
I'm not even there right now, but I would be if I knew that you were stable. Can I come and check your camera?
Okay.
You would wait longer than you would like to. Maybe 10 minutes or so before he arrives. But he does arrive. In the meantime, we're going to jump right back to the table where everybody is currently standing. Well, everybody out Syndicate. And during this time frame, kind of happening on the same timeline, you would see as Verenna storms out, where she goes, well, maybe I can talk to her. And Aeirth looks at him and goes, no. And he goes, maybe not. Maybe another time. And he says, she's not going to offer what I'm going to offer on her behalf, which I know that she won't mind too much. We have a mutual acquaintance who would be able to get you in close to the castle versus having to walk the entire way. That being said, it is a tumultuous journey, and you would have to listen very well, or you will surely perish. Does that sound agreeable to you?
All she does is do the zipped lips thing and throws it away. She's ready to listen. She's done.
Okay. He looks over to Aeirth, and Aeirth looks at him wide-eyed, like she's not entirely sure if this is a good idea. Babe, why don't you roll me a d20 and just tell me what the number is, so that way I know. We'll infuse it with a little bit of both of our juju.
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whose dice do you want me to use?
It was Aeirth.
Oh, well, let me use her dice. Hold on.
Okay, alright, fine. Let it be known that I am a nice
Bring
person.
out the weighted dice.
15.
15's better than 4. She looks at him and he's like, trust me. And she's like, and he's like, trust me. She's like, okay. And he's like, he should be here in about 2 days' time. Do you guys think that you could hang for the meantime? Ready yourselves up, get yourselves prepared. We'll provide you with room and board, naturally, for the time being, and prepare you for your journey.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, hit him with a yes, sir. We like that.
I gotta go, guys.
he would smile in your direction, and then he would look at Aeirth and be like, good one. And and then he would say, and as such, you're agreeing to do the task that we've put at hand for you. We give you as much aid as we can in the meantime, and you will fulfill all of the requests that we have had.
And then we go back.
And then you go back. Returned to life on the material once more.
If I may, I would like to come back to this agreement once I have my memories. It doesn't seem fair to bargain with me if I do not have any knowledge.
Well, then I suppose you're going to have to trust your friends on your behalf. It's not our fault that you don't have your memories. This was not our doing.
I didn't say it was your fault. I just said I would like to come back to it.
No,
They don't play fair, Mania.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. Is the deal not agreeable to you?
I will do as many tasks as you ask that I deem fit. For my own physical capability, of course.
You will do any tasks that are asked of you as we deem fit.
Okay,
Or that is the
fine.
contract that is placed in front of you, is it not? And he looks at her and he goes, she likes negotiations. And Aerith goes, I don't.
Fine.
Say you agree, each and every one of you, so that way we are bound by the contract at hand.
No, I'm gonna
Agreed.
look at Dahlia for. Oh, fuck! Of course she agrees.
Dahlia does not need terms or contracts.
Mm-mm.
Have you not learned this at all?
Dahlia is a good girl.
Dahlia
God's
gets
favorite
this shit.
princess.
Dahlia, yes, sirs, and yes, ma'ams, and they couldn't possibly be anything my goddess would ask of me that would be bad.
Dahlia's
It's my
gonna get back in the
goddess.
material and turn the fucking world upside down. Just you wait.
Agree.
Agree.
They would look at you, Umbriel. Do you agree?
Fine, I guess.
Freshy goes, that counts. And you, warrior woman, do you agree?
Say my name.
Do you have a last name, a surname?
She probably doesn't. She probably is there for a purpose.
Okay. I feel like you receive a title. I'm not even going to try and stumble through one for you, but you receive a title of your name, the region in which you hail from, the tribe that you had once belonged to, the rank that you had climbed when you were the officer of of the guard. And he would say, and mistress to a pauper's son. In regards to a love that you had once shared and held in high regard. And would say, Miss Lova, does that appeal to you? Or would you rather to spend eternity under our thumbs?
She her nails kind of splinter into the shaft of Miranda, and she says, and she looks at Manya, because that was fucked up what they said to her too, and she says, I agree, but if I ever find myself back here again, I will kill you.
You see him get physically excited by the threat.
Oh,
That
I hate it.
that there is a predatory type lean in that happens. His eyes flash with this like tiger's glow, and he says, "I'm looking forward to it."
Oh, she hates
If
it.
you stab him too, then we're buddies because I totally stabbed him.
Mhm.
Just so you know.
There
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this almost insane kind of glisten to his eye, this like maniacal excitement that happens. And you watch as he gives this like little bit of a grin, and as the side smirk of his mouth pulls up into this like kind of grimace, you can see he's got these elongated fangs, and he just like he looks so intrigued.
That's all he does.
Aerith is going to put her hand on his shoulder. And he claps both hands together. He goes, "Great." And you all see around each one of your hands this strange type Fey lettering. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Oh, me. I know I
Ooh.
do.
You do? I know that we got a couple of Fey motherfuckers here, so who
Mhm.
all speaks it?
It was my extra language I picked.
Yes.
Yeah, I picked Celestial.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
So some of you anyone who does speak it is able to see the binds in which the terms of the contract are. They are actually spelled out. They're wrapping around your hands currently. The text is in Sylvan, and it is just telling you about the terms in which you have agreed to and what you abide by, and the conditions that you've just signed up for. There's all sorts of small print. Like it just looks like essentially like a DNA strand double helixing and coiling around your guys' arms as this contract binds.
So I have a question.
Is this the first time I might get the sense that he's Fae? Yeah, I see this and I start reading and I'm like, oh shit.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
Am I even allowed to have another contract on me? Okay, just making sure that I wasn't about to get burned or something.
You are about to get burned. Technically speaking, it's not something that is done. He is willingly knowing and setting you up in a circumstance where he's like, "Oh, no, I can tell that her soul belongs to another. We're gonna lobby. We're gonna lobby and see which one of us gets it."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she just starts shaking her hand and she just like, ow, fuck.
We jump back in and we have Verenna, who had just given somewhat of an inspiring speech to Kit in regards to standing up for themselves. And we returned to the table briefly, where Reshi and Aerith were in the processes of signing and figuring out the last little nuanced details of the contracts. As our adventurers stand there with magic interweaving in between them, sealing their agreement.
What does it say?
See in Sylvan. I will give all of you a typed up contract at our next game.
Are
that
they
has it
individual?
that has it all signed out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is it like a tattoo that's on us, or do I have another brand on me?
Neither. It is a brief and fleeting spell that wraps around your guys' arms real quick. It looks as if it's passing over you and through you, and then as it wraps around your arm, it dissipates, and then that's it. It's there and it's done.
Okay.
So you can see it scrolling out. Can you read Sylvan, Madi?
No, that's why she's asking.
Okay. As you ask what it says, he just smiles at you and he says, "Oh, well, I'm sure your little friend here can tell you." And he looks over in Dahlia's direction.
I'll tell you later.
Really, it's quite standard. It's the agreement that you agreed upon. Nothing more, nothing less. And he nods over and says, "I will see a fellow about that boat then. Any of you prone to motion sickness?"
Lova, Lova,
Oh.
Lova, Lova just got sick, so Lova literally is like makes a face but doesn't say anything.
He smiles and goes, "I heard there's nothing for it. Oh well." And continues to walk like he's gonna head out the room. And he looks at Aerith and he says, "Dear, should we see that they're all adorned for their trials?" And you see Aerith says, "Verenna would have a fit." To which he says, "You're right. If you guys care to see anything forward as far as bolstering your outfits, let us know. Especially you." And he looks over to you, Maniae, and goes, "You're looking haggard." As he gestures towards your skirt.
You know, you're the one who ripped it, right? Okay,
Where?
well, as long as we have that settled.
He says, "Well, you can leave in Morn if I can get him here in time, or you may have to wait a day or two, but either way, make yourselves comfortable. Enjoy the party. You've earned it." And he gives a little bit of a smirk and smile and nods to Aerith and then allows himself to leave.
Before they both walk away, I want to elbow Dahlia because of our contract.
Your Majesty, I say to Aerith,
She turns and looks.
would it be possible if we could have a lyre from the musician pit?
For what purpose?
To fulfill a bargain.
Mm. And who does this bargain help?
Manya.
And just Manya?
Yeah.
She does another elbow, like a very brief one, like.
I do not lie to Aerith. Larens don't lie to other Larens.
It benefits you too, okay? Because you want me to come with you? Come on. Fey brain!
And I guess it benefits me too.
She's gonna nod. And she'll say, "I suppose we may permit it.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Is there anything else you'll require? Ask? Or regret
I'm
not
very
asking?"
squishy. I died so fast in the trial. Is there anything you could do to help me protect myself?
You may want to see the armorer if you're looking for something more sturdy, or the outfitter, depending on what you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Are we all allowed to get armor from the armorer?
It is permissible. Don't tell Verenna.
I think Lova pushes through and is like, "I am loyal to no god." And she wants that armor. Which way?
Oh, and she goes to call for Kit and realizes that Kit is still not with you guys. And would say, where's the bodyguard?
Did Kit leave while I was retching?
I think she may have. She had a little bit of a fit, a little bit of a
I think
meltdown.
it was after.
No, that
'cause-
was after. Because you stepped in to help her with the meltdown, and then she got upset and ran off.
That's right. That's right. Oh shit, where is the shiny one?
I think she just walked away to have probably some privacy.
Well,
Is her vision still being projected around the room?
No. It
Okay.
seems that feature was shut off. It seems as if someone shut it off while you were getting yelled at. like a panic, like, oh no.
We should find her. See if she is coming with
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Is that option available to her?
I don't see why not. I'm not keeping her here.
Then we find her and we ask. And then we go.
As this continues, Kit, you wait patiently 10 minutes or so before Azeroth arrives. And he shows up with a small little toolbox. One you're familiar with. It's a square palm-sized kind of container. He keeps all of his tiny little screwdrivers in there. You're very familiar with it. It is one that he asks you to grab for him on a regular basis. And he looks at you and he says, I'm really sorry for, that whole scene back there. And he pulls out a little screwdriver and doesn't really say much of anything, starts to just get to work.
I think she would kind of move her shoulder out of the way when he first goes to touch her, because he left her sitting there for long enough that she could think about things a little bit. So I think that she would say, are you only fixing this so you can keep watching me?
I'm fixing it because it's a key part of the experiment.
Why?
Because to understand something through its eyes and its own lens is important.
It?
A creation. Oh, Kit, I really don't like to get caught up in the semantics of exactly what you are. You're special.
But why am I special?
Because there's no one like you.
No. Okay.
He would tell you to take a deep breath, and he would slowly pop the little bit of the camera out from underneath the subdermal layer, and he would replace the little lens on it with like this little suction cup. So it basically takes the suction cup, puts it on the tiny little lens, picks it up, puts it on top of the camera, and the optic fixes itself. It kind of like these little robotic hinges come out and grasp around it like if it were like a princess cut diamond or ring. And it affixes itself into place and kind of like wedges itself on. And you have that mechanism fixed now. And he's like, there, good as new. And he closes the little compartment door.
Is that all now?
No, I'm sorry if that hurt you.
Just that?
You see him think for a moment. Hold on, I gotta roll. He's my sweet boy. He's very slow on his own inner working and his own world. Oh fuck. I could fudge it if I wanted to, but I can't because it's a 1.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
He thinks for a minute and he says, and I do think that you were the winner. And that's it.
I don't need you to think that about me. I wanted all of us to win.
Statistically speaking, that's an improbability. There can really only be one person who succeeds at the test the fastest, and that was you.
That's not true. If everybody succeeds at the same time, then statistically, we all win.
Well, you got there first.
But I didn't touch it first.
But you got there first. So you won.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, hey, listen. I still don't think you are big enough to go by yourself at this point in time, but I do think that I will think about it. Does that work for you?
No,
Oh. Why not?
because I don't want you to think about it. I want you to let me think about it.
That's really insightful, Kit. Think about it. Let me know what you think. And he's going to nod and pack up his toolbox and walk away.
Okay.
And
Hmm?
I was gonna say, and then we find her.
Yeah, you guys approach as Kit is sitting there.
You can see
By
the literal
themselves.
gears turning in her head.
It seems like she's just been standing here. She has not sit down. She has not really moved from spot. She's just been standing here.
Kit, are you coming?
Where are we going?
I don't think they've explicitly told us. But when we're done, we're going back.
Are we
So
gonna
are you coming?
come back here at all?
I mean, you can do the trials and come back if you want to, but I never plan on coming back here.
Okay. Is everyone here?
We rolled up like the Avengers.
Mhm.
Tiff, you're muted.
Tell me what it feels
know.
like for you, Kit, to see everybody, maybe not in the time frame that you were hoping, but everybody show up all at once, kind of looking for you.
Extremely overwhelming. Like, if she could cry, she would be.
You guys see there's this like very stoic staring that's happening right now, which for most others would be probably being processed as tears. But right now it just is like robotic staring at you guys in your direction.
Lova, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you can go ahead. It's fine.
Lova comes up to Kit and will like gently, her hands heavy, on your shoulder, like clasp your shoulder, and say, "Don't worry, Kit. You have my axe."
And my bow.
I hate
I
it.
heard what that axe has to say, and I don't want any part of it. I'm just kidding. That was just me.
All I'm saying is, out of character, that was so romantic. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Nova.
God,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What are we? Is this sapphic?
All sapphic.
Is this that?
Is this Polly?
Is it okay if I think about it? You won't
Yes.
you won't leave until I decide?
We'll never leave you.
Well, let's get a little technical here. We either have until the next morning or a couple of days. So yes, you can think about the kit, but I personally might leave.
We're also on a timeline that's not our own. We're kind of forced to make a choice.
Correct.
But you'll come and see me first,
Yes.
so I
You
can
don't-
tell you.
You don't want to come with us now and hang?
Oh, I've
We could have
never.
a slumber party again.
To think about this alone.
No, I want to hang.
Oh, that's so cute.
The slumber party was fun.
So you have this moment where you realize that there is a lot of kinship with these people, and you're able to feel like you are invited and expected to be part of something, which is really inclusive and nice. And probably
Yeah.
one of the first times that you've had that extended to you in your time on Earth, or well, in limbo, I guess is the better way to put it. That being said, you also know that there is a full-blown party that is currently raging. There is a full castle to explore. You were permitted to go and travel to the area of the orchestral pit where the instruments are kept to pick stuff up. What would you guys like to do first with the rest of your evening?
I like to imagine that every time Mari looks at the castle, she sees a different castle, just like remnants of when Reshi showed her everything. And look how shocked Mari is. She used the name. But yeah, so like not like actually, but like every time she blinks, it's like a memory of a different castle.
I think that after seeing all of the planes like that, like it is definitely a mind warp. Like it feels akin to seeing multiple planes at the same time,
Yeah.
like a lens over top of a lens. So I can only imagine that it feels very disorienting.
Like
for
I see
her.
ghost kings and
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
it will feel very weird for a while. You also have a specific knowledge on the castle. So in the event that you want to kind of direct these people and lead these people, I would say that it takes almost all of the guesswork out of how to get to, like, how, say if you're trying to go to the armorer or the outfitter or something like that.
Yeah, Kit would show anyone wherever they wanted to go.
Well, I'm going to go get my instrument and I can meet you guys somewhere if you don't want to get bored with that.
I need to go get new armor.
I need to go to the armor too, but I want to go to the instrument pit first.
I'll go with you, but yeah, the armory is
Armor's needed.
Well, then we can
absolutely.
we can meet you guys at the armory. I won't be long.
Yeah, why don't you meet us there?
Absolutely. Turns around and goes.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I like raise Miranda up, like, see you over there.
Okay.
Whoever
Kit.
wants to come with me to the armory, come with me.
Mari's
Kit, you
there.
have to lead
Like,
you guys
almost
to the armory.
Unnaturally
because-
fast, already in step with you.
That's right. That's right. Lova stops dead in her tracks and turns around and goes, I still don't know where the armory is.
But I do, right? I think it's instinctual. Like I'm just heading.
I think you have
Oh,
an idea of where it is for you in your palace, but you are still having a little bit of that trippy layover of like
Right.
where everything is. Kit would be the one that would be able to lead you guys. So if they are going to lead to the armory, they can do that. Or if they wanted to travel to the pit too, that's up to them. I just want to give them that decision.
I'll go wherever I am needed.
Well, I
We all
would
need you.
know where the orchestra pit is. So,
You
Carly, if
would,
you
so.
want to go to the armory, you can do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I will say you guys split paths at this point in time. We will start with the orchestra pit, and we will say that you guys, as you arrive, there are musicians who are actively still sitting and swapping in and playing. There, it seems that this ball type thing and the music for this ball is all the time. It's there's always music going. Whether it be like haunting music box sounding music or full orchestral symphony, like it is always something. And as it chimes off, you hear that there's somebody who is playing a really bad section in the strings right now.
You know, I take it back. You really are God's favorite princess. I think I'm going to start calling you that.
Don't you mean goddess's favorite princess?
No, it's too long.
Okay.
I mean, if yeah, no, I don't even think I could do it for you. I'm sorry. I guess I could try goddess's favorite princess. It doesn't roll off the tongue as nice.
You can call me whatever you want.
I can just call you little princess then. Or favorite princess, whatever. I mean, we don't even have to put the god in front of it.
Sure.
Also, I don't know who is playing, but that is a awful sound.
Did you have an instrument by your did you sit in the same place all the time?
In the circus? Are you asking like in the circus or in general? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm asking you like did you have like a spot that you would sit here in the orchestra pit all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I was always the lyre, but I can play so many other instruments.
Well, I think you should take your pick. Take the nicest one. I'm sure the goddess will let us get away with it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're giving me permission, absolutely.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes.
Agreed. That is my favorite saying. And I want to look for the best one.
Roll me a perception check.
Hell
You
yeah.
can do so with advantage as you have help here.
It is a 23. You said perception?
Yes.
Yeah, 23.
You have your pick between three separate lyres, and I will describe them very briefly and not give you any notes on what they are.
Okay.
One looks like it is made of some sort of silver filament. It's very, very thin. The strings on it are incredibly thin. It looks very lightweight and is super airy to the touch. The other one is super metal looking. It seems to be made of bones of some sort. There is some sort of stringy sinew material that is like tendons. That is what is composing the strings for this lyre. It looks like some sort of gut string. You have the option for one that looks almost makeshift. Like, it looks like lots of different metals that have been mixed together. So parts of it, like, almost Mod Podge together. Like, parts of it are brass, parts of it look coppery, some is tarnished, some of it is shiny. It's not exceptionally pretty. It's not the prettiest one here, but of all of the sounds, this one makes the warmest pitch. This is the nicest sounding.
Okay. Well, then I think that she would probably go off of sound. I think that she would probably go to the one that sounds like the most like in tune and warmest one. So if it's that one, then I think that she's picking the last one.
Okay. Uh, Sound wise, it is definitely the nicest. Look wise, quality wise, definitely not the coolest or the nicest one, not the most unique. Um, Looks like the band instrument that everybody gets, from like a multiple band perspective. But it is a nice instrument. Pretty lyre. It sounds good.
Can we see anyone, by the way? Because you said that there's like an awful sound coming from the string section.
Uh-huh. As you look over there, you can see there is a really thin, kind of hollow-faced looking elven woman. She's got pointy ears and red hair that's kind of shaved short, and has like big long curls in the front that drag down into like two little braids that go to about hip length. A wide smile, and she looks to be struggling to play some sort of fiddle.
I think that she is gonna look over at Dahlia because I don't think that she knows how to be super nice. And she's just gonna try to whisper to you. Should we tell them that they don't sound very good, or is that an opinion I should keep to myself?
Maybe keep it to yourself. I'm sure Verenna will yell at them at some point and they'll figure it out.
You're not wrong, okay. My lips
With
are...
this lyre, would you teach me how to play sometime?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I think so. Yes. I can do that.
Well, unless you want to make it a quick lesson, you might have to come along with me.
I already said I agree. I'm coming with you for at least a little bit.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
I had to go get those memories, you know.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I don't need them to teach you how to play. I still have all of those talents.
I haven't heard music in quite a while. My parents were musicians.
I wish I could say I knew anything about my parents, but that sounds very cool.
Oh, sorry, that's true. You just said you didn't have memories. Sorry, I just got my memories back. I didn't know who my parents were for like 2 years.
Do you want to talk about your memories? I don't mind listening.
I guess I could.
And I'm very good at keeping secrets if you want me to.
Well, how about you ask me if you want to know anything and I'll tell you.
Hmm. Did you like your parents?
Yeah. Um, I haven't seen my mother since I was 12, but I spent most of my childhood with her because my father was traveling the material plane and we were back in the Feywild. But then he came to collect me and we took a journey and he found the goddess and we followed her ever since.
Oh, hold on. Did he like physically find the goddess, or like, what does that mean for you people?
From what I understand, someone told him about an adventure he could have on the material plane and um, told him all about this new goddess who had grown in power, and he decided to become a holy man and follower.
Hmm. Okay. That sounds all a bit strange to me, but I will not judge you. Or your father, I suppose. Um, were were they musicians? You said that you hadn't heard music in so long.
Yes, my mother, she performed music and also wrote songs. And my father was a musician before he founded our church. But um, that took precedence over music, and he didn't play much after that.
You should, if you remember any of them, you should tell me all of the songs that your mom wrote so I can see if I know any of them. Maybe she was famous.
Maybe I wouldn't know. I'll see. I'll hum you a tune later and see if I remember anything.
Okay, okay. Oh, I feel like I'm not very good at this whole getting to know people thing. What else am I supposed to ask you? Please help me here.
Well, sorry to say my tale isn't very long. I died at 22, and my last couple years were spent um, with my new uh, temple.
New temple? Did you not always follow the goddess?
No, the new temple also was a follower of hers, just with a new priest. My um, he took over when my father died.
Oh, I'm sorry. The that is very rough. Do you know how he died?
Um, they said he strayed from the goddess in some way and was put on trial of sorts and taken out for his crime.
I'm sorry. It, they just because he didn't believe. Not to be insensitive.
I don't quite understand. I don't think he did what they accused him of. I don't know all the details.
I don't understand why, even if he did do whatever it is he did, why death would be the answer.
Well, we don't really do exile.
That seems like a very strange thing. I think that perhaps you should ask the goddess if that was the right thing to do because she was already telling you that bloodletting was wrong, so maybe that was also wrong.
Yeah, the bloodletting is curious, because my father never performed that, but Exius did.
Ooh, a name drop. Oh, and she's such a curious little bitch. And who is that?
My priest.
Okay, a little bit more. Who is that?
Well, if I could tell you a secret, uh, we were very close, involved in a way.
Oh. Oh. Okay, okay. Oopsie. I should not have been flirting with you. I do apologize.
No. Oh, you were flirting with me? Well, um, that's okay. I'm quite literally dead. That was an old life. Now I can start a new one.
That's a good idea. Plus, like, you know. Well, okay, hold on. I'm trying to follow here. If he's the new priest, was he the one who, you know. And she does the motion again?
Um, he was the one who brought the accusation, but it was the council of elders, the miscallers, who preceded the trial.
Mm. Well, I don't lie to you. I don't think that I like how that sounds. He seems not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had my best interest in mind. I was so stricken with grief that he took away my memories so I wouldn't feel sad anymore.
Right. Right. Oh. And let me just tell you from the personal experience that not having your memories, oh, it's amazing. Can you hear the sarcasm?
That's always present in your voice? Yeah, I hear it increase a bit.
Well, as long as you know.
Well, we'll get you your memories back and then I can ask you questions of my own.
I suppose that is fair, yes. I've had little blips, but I don't have everything yet.
We saw some of that during the trial. It was pretty, gruesome. Are you okay with seeing those?
I'm more confused than anything. That is a if I'm here, I'm probably not a good person. So killing doesn't seem too far out of the question for me, but the way that I did that seemed out of character, I suppose, if I even know who my character is.
I don't know if killing brings you to hell. My goddess is fine with it, and she runs it.
Oh, do you think I did something worse than killing?
Oh, that's true. We all must have, in some way.
Oh.
Unless that's the criteria, and she didn't tell me. You know, she's kind of confusing.
She's kind of scary.
I think you kind of have to be a little intimidating to be in charge.
Probably, yeah. But, you know, she is scary.
That was pretty, uh, intense, what just happened with the chain.
Oh, don't remind me. I can still taste the metal.
Oh my god, your tongue is still injured. Do you want me to heal you? I can
Oh my
try to
god,
stitch
is
it
it
back together.
still injured? Oh,
You sounded a little mumbly. I didn't want to bring it up.
she's just gonna stick her tongue out. It's your cue. Go ahead, fix it.
You can see it is split all the way down towards like the further. Normally it's already forked. You had caught it when she was speaking prior, but at a certain point the split looks like it has been ripped almost to throat.
So I'll grab your chin and put my thumb on your cheek, and then I'll just do a. I think I got a first level cure wounds I can put in you.
This is so sapphic. Okay. Also, while you're healing me, what memories did you guys see? You saw the ripping out of the heart one. Did you guys see the hat one too?
We saw the hat one, yeah.
Okay.
I think there was a third. Was there a third?
I don't know. No? I don't think so. I think by the time the third one came around, we were done.
Telepathy was dropped, I believe, but
Yeah.
I'm not positive.
No, I am positive. By the time the third one came around, telepathy was dropped.
Okay. You guys begin to feel like they are about to swell as far as getting the band ready. Everybody starts to fill in their seats, and it seems as if they're about to pick up in this orchestra a little bit. Are you guys headed to the armory? Are you like walking and talking, or do you want to stay here and try and like keep it hushed?
Well, we can walk and talk. Up to you.
Okay.
She nodded her head, yes. I think that the topic of that very particular memory is probably a little rough for her, so I think that she answers the questions like that you had asked, but like isn't saying much more. You might have to pry.
And you didn't recognize that woman in both the visions? You don't know her?
Oh, I recognize her, but I don't, it's complicated.
Seems you would have to know someone pretty well to tear out their heart.
As she says that, Manya, you have a moment where you see your own hands trailing along the stomach of like this very rippled tan skin, a little bit thicker of a happy trail that leads down to the lower baggier hips, multiple bandoliers that sit around the hip area and across the chest, a white kind of flowing shirt that is pulled up ever so slightly as they are careened back and leaning in this chair with their boots up on a desk. Um, you can see just the ever littlest bit of a smile, and like the tiniest little bit of a peach fuzz of a mustache on the upper lip. Um, and you hear a very warm laugh in your mind that starts off as like a happy moment that like makes your heart flutter, and you can hear a little bit of the like and it turns from like a and it gets real creepy on you real quick. You can feel the entirety of your brain start to swirl, memories of your claws digging into flesh, that same brown skin piercing under the long extended claws of your fingers.
I think that she tries to like brush it off as quickly as it came on, and I think that in order for her to do so, she probably grabs at your hand if you are willing, Dahlia.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we were close. Just got another blip. I think we were close.
Oh, I'm sorry if this topic is upsetting you. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
It's not upsetting. It's just when they come, I'm sure it was probably actually worse for you since you got them all at once, but when they when they just come, it's just like a. It's very disorienting.
I wish I could help, but even if my goddess couldn't, we really gotta find this mother person.
Yeah, hopefully she can give me some information. Do you think she's nicer? Probably not, actually, now that have said it out loud.
I don't think many people are nice down here.
No, but nicer, maybe.
Welcome to hell.
Nicer than Verenna. I mean, you've had a rough go with my goddess, but I think she's nice. You
I
just
don't-
gotta stay on her good side. You mouth off so much. I think I've elbowed you like 3 or 4 times. You just. Come on.
I can't help it. I don't know what is wrong with me. I just have this overwhelming urge to always argue.
Good to know.
Can you tell you she's the youngest?
You continue to make your way back towards the path that you had wandered, catching in the meantime up to this area of an armory. Kit would have led you guys straight there. I would say it takes Manya and Dahlia a moment to bumble around to try and find it. Mari, on the way there, you have this feeling that you know where you're going, and it's one of the most infuriating things for you because everything feels like it's at a backwards parallel to where you were before. So you go to turn like you're going to the right direction, and you watch as Kit turns the opposite direction of you, and you quick have to play it off as like, oh yeah, no, I meant to, I meant to walk this way, as your guys are kind of in step.
I think Mari's a little less cool than that too. I think she's staring at like not haunted but haunted doorways just a little bit too long. She's hearing echoes of footsteps. It's just a really weird experience.
Mm-hmm. She is
But-
able to see there's physical changes in this castle to the one that she is familiar with.
As we're walking though, Mari will say a couple of quick words, and to Lova, she's just like, you should probably eat these. And then like gooseberries just kind of start like magically appearing in her hand.
Hold on 1 second.
Umbriel, your turn. What are you doing as all this is happening?
She would do. I mean, probably just like follow along with the group and not really do much.
Say something.
I feel like
Okay.
at this moment as well, it's imperative to mention that you are walking a good far ways away from the party that you had been in.
Mm.
It's a really long hallway followed by a series of turns that lead you down another series of long hallways. So just that way you're aware of layout.
What are these? As I'm holding these berries.
Gooseberries. They don't
Oh.
taste like much, but I imagine they taste much better than or good berries. They don't taste like much, but I imagine they taste much better.
Like smears it like finger paint, just palm across her tongue, like and like it's all like full hand and mouth, like it's all the way in the back, like that was awful. That was awful. Also, fuck those guys, right? Like all of them. No offense, Kit. They're all fucking wackadoo.
Also, First 10 hit points, by the way. I don't know if you needed the hit points, but now you have them.
Oh shit, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot stronger. Thanks.
Fortified.
Fortified.
Yeah. Shit, sorry.
We hear
He
that
just
in the
won big-
background.
He just won Victory Royale, so he's like was really excited, and now
Nice.
he's not.
I can't stand them. But this chance they're talking about, I can't pass it up.
What's what's so important that you have to go back there?
I spent my whole life fighting this, and Mari doesn't even know. Like she's searching, she knows, but she doesn't. And she just she trails off a tiny bit, and then she's like, and then I was here for, I can't even conceptualize it. This castle that was once my castle has seen thousands of monarchs since I last walked these halls. And it didn't work. I didn't stop it. We lost. And I can't accept that. We shouldn't have lost. So whatever it takes. My war is not over.
I admire that you have something to fight for. I hope you can find your peace.
Well, that's what they say comes at the end of the war, right? I just
Yeah.
need to end this war.
And you know it's still going on?
It is. I was still fighting the day that I met you.
Oh. I don't know what it's like to have something like that to fight for. But seeing this makes the decision a little more complicated, I think.
What are you wrestling with?
I don't know. I think all of my battles are here. But I have never been anywhere else. And everyone's been so nice to me. And I don't know where to go.
Decision will kill you faster than an enemy. So whatever you decide, and you should decide, you should stick with it.
Everyone else has something to go back to.
I don't.
What are you doing when you go back then? Why did you say yes?
Well, not for nothing because one of them put literal magic shit in my mouth.
Marty
So
just produces more good berries just right
Thank-
next to you, like as you're saying it.
thank you. So anywhere is better than here. But it's not when I want to go.
I see. I don't know. Here's not so bad. Everybody's upset here right now, but it's not always bad here. We could have all stayed.
There's nothing for me here.
I'd be here if you guys were.
You can come with us.
I Okay. I think I have to think more.
Okay.
Well, the other thing to consider, I don't know if we go back together. Or if we all just go back.
Oh.
They
I know.
weren't forthcoming with information.
Oh. Do you all want to still be together after this?
Better than being alone and not know where or when I am.
It sounds like it's pretty scary to go back. I don't want to be alone either.
Find people. When you want to. When you don't want to. I think your decision isn't whether you want to be left alone. It's whether you want what you have here to continue exactly the way it is. Or if you want to try and do something else. And you won't know what that is until you do it. That's what life is.
Is that what life is? I don't think I've ever experienced that before.
Are you willing to give this up to try it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't need an answer now. What I need now is new armor.
Oh, okay, we're almost there. I can take you.
You proceed to the. There's a dynamic in this castle that's important to explain. That when you go up steps, it feels very much like you are descending. And it is a magical ward that is placed on this castle. There's a lot of trick staircases in here. So you know that you have to go up to get down into the basement. And as such, you continue to climb the stairs and end up in the kind of danker piece of the castle. It seems as if there's not good drainage down here. The walls seem a little bit moist and slick. The stone seems a little bit wet. And you can see down this hall there's this immense orange glow from what looks to be a forge and an armory. You guys continue down the hallway and make your way in. And there is a huge forge in front of you. A series of conveyor belt looking mechanics pull things from the forge and have big slates of metal that are rolling off with bracers and different types of armaments. You can see more than anything, more than standard armor. There is a series of what looks to be the same type of chest cavities being mass produced here for a series of robotic guards. You can see there are a handful of mannequins that are stationed that show the first pieces that are supposed to go on, the second pieces that are supposed to go on, and the final armament pieces for the white guard, which is the robotic guard that you have seen taking care of all of Limbo here.
Now,
Um,
do
go on.
these pieces look like they would fit Kit?
They look close to Kit's size, but
Okay.
none of them are of the intricacy that Kit currently sports. Everything, it is like they look almost like little tailored white suits. Nowhere near the same type of like care and craftsmanship and porcelain care and all of these different layers that you can see that make Kit who they are. There's a very robotic element to all of this that just looks like almost empty, where there's like lots of extra stuff that makes Kit muchier. There is a lot missing from these. This looks almost like a base model kind of version of what Kit would be.
I just want to. Sorry, I hate to even ask, but
good.
I just want to do a quick check on Kit's pronouns. Is it they them or she her, or she they?
She, they.
Okay, sorry. I kept hearing they them, and I was like, I hope I'm not misgendering. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're all good.
Um. All right. I'm sorry. Did you say someone was there?
There is a singular person in there who seems to be pushing stuff off of the conveyor belts and like into these bigger, almost like mailroom style totes that they are in the process of moving different parts of these robot rabbit automatons around.
I think you guys see a tear slowly go down Lova's face. She's like in awe of this room.
There.
It seems to be incredibly large for one person to be managing this gigantic forge. Like, it is huge. The oven itself is like absolutely massive, where you are to put like all of the heating and coal elements into. The crucibles are the size of like small, like a vintage like WB Volkswagens. They are too big. And you see there seems to be almost a humanoid of a smaller figure who is currently managing to move these mail totes around.
Hello.
Boo.
Aeirth sent us to get armored.
You don't know her name.
I don't know her name.
She's
Has it never come up?
She's just the goddess or your majesty or your highness.
The goddess sent us
Yeah,
to get.
you know, because I say it.
The goddess sent us to get armored.
I give my sizes immediately. I'm like 38, 46.
Girl, you giant. You're like
For-
42, 37, you know.
I don't know. I can't
Right
think of
here
any.
is 36.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I give like 208 like magic fantasy sizes. I'm like, please.
Oh yeah.
Right
Rolls
away.
out your full measuring tape for him.
Mhm.
I think that he just looks at you and goes, "Okay."
Did we just take
And-
it? Are you managing this?
You see him looking incredibly confused. And then you hear a small voice come from below the table. You cannot see them. They're totally obscured by this conveyor belt and the armor
What
here.
you doing down there, buddy?
It's the tiniest little voice, and he's like, "Oh, It's no way to treat a customer. What's wrong with you? And he proceeds to like you watch as he grabs onto the blacksmith apron of this fella and like almost walks up him and stands on the conveyor belt and is now slowly moving on the conveyor belt with the armor around the entirety of this blacksmithing area. And he goes, "Oh, no manners. I'm so sorry. My assistant here doesn't know how to treat people. The name is Fredenbacher. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you too. Marisol.
Uh, and as he's looking at all of you, he takes in each one of your current sizes and measurements without having to even hear anything. So as you start to list them off, he says, "You don't know that. Plus, you're half an inch off in your breast. Relax." And
She's actually a little bit excited, when that goes away.
so he starts to move around this blacksmithing area, and you can see now as he does, he leads you past where this huge pieces of like metal manufacturing are into a back room that looks to be a series of boxes that are just stacked mountainously tall. He has this entire workshop that it looks like the crafting of these automatons happens in a separate room than the way that he armors. And so it seems as if you had walked into like the auto shop and started asking about like the accessories. So he was like, "I don't even know what the fuck you guys are on about. I know who the goddess is, but I don't know how to help you." It seems as if you've made yourself a familiar acquaintance now who is, without even asking, coming around you guys with measuring tapes around your knees, like climbing boxes and just pulling random stuff out. You can see that he blows off a big box of like dust, like just it's totally covered, like this much dust on the top of it, and he just takes a big like and blows off this huge plumage of smoke basically off it. And who knows what other types of coal and ash has been sitting down here. He's like, "Wouldn't you know that I made some of these a full calamity ago, and I've just been away for a while, just waiting for the right person. Just absolutely, in my mind, I see them, and they're you know?" And he
Well-
climbs up this ladder, and he pulls down this box, and he goes, "I have been waiting for this for a long time." And he walks over to Dahlia, and he
Dolly's not there
gives-
yet,
he
right?
he was gonna walk to her and give her this one particular box.
So I'm guessing we just showed up. Hello.
Yeah.
guys.
So,
Yeah,
so
we're
you
back.
guys are like coming in at the tail end of this as they're moving from the blacksmithing scene.
Oh, so you got
And two.
bombarded as soon as you walked in.
Yeah, you just hear
Oh.
this little creature.
Actually, you walk in, Mari's like taking off her gauntlets and shit, just like
So he's just handing me this box. I'm like,
Yep.
oh,
He
okay.
he without even needing to look you up and down, he just comes and he takes this box off the shelf for you. And it seems he's pulled a series of 4 or 5 boxes now off of these shelves, and he's kind of going from the topmost shelf and then coming down to the bottom, and then he climbs up another ladder and goes all the way to the left. He's not doing this in any organized fashion. He's like looking, and as he's scouring through these boxes, he's like, "Pulled one for all of you, but I just have to remember where I've put them." And he takes one piece of ribbon and kind of does like a fireman pose, like launches himself from the top down to the bottom floor, and then just respools it up and shoves it inside of like another part of the bookshelf elsewhere. As he's looking around, Mari, he is going to present a box to you as well. And he's like, "Okay, perfect. It looks like yours is fairly newer. It's more on the top of something that he's been working on fairly recently. And it looks as almost if there's no rhyme or reason to the way that he's pulling these boxes out for you guys. Very sporadic and strange.
Do
She
these
told me that you
boxes-
would be coming. Huh?
Do these boxes have any markings on them or anything?
They are all kind of plain except for a gold filigree looking stamp at the bottom of it that just says Redenbacher's in this beautiful calligraphy. Each box is stamped with this like golden seal of Redenbacher's. It's like a Redenbacher's special. But it is his own design, plain boxes.
How long ago did they know we were coming?
Hard to say. I've always known. And he continues to climb up, and all the way at the very topmost part of the bookshelf, all the way, like he is probably like 4 or 5 big tall bookshelves back at this point in time. He pulls off a navy blue colored box, and is like, there she is, and pulls down this one particular box and is like carrying it under his arm, trying to drag it over towards you guys. It is a much bigger box than one would anticipate. It's like double his size almost, and he's like really wrestling with trying to take it down the ladder.
Is it kits?
Hmm?
Is it kits?
Hard to say. Stacked all on the side here. He looks at you guys and he's like, oh, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You he grabs the box and pulls it aside for you. It's brand new and it seems to be sitting at the top of the pile. Your box is this off yellow kind of mustard color. This almost like beige tan to the box.
Okay.
It has a green ribbon around it that ties the lid closed.
Oh, a green ribbon, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mari would recognize it, so she would probably just.
Mm-hmm. As you pop the lid off, you can see one side of this. It is a fur-lined cloak, and it seems like the inside is like a dark, dark green, and the outside is almost like a shifting black. There's a pair of boots in here, a fine corset, a little bit of like a cowl looking scarf, and a pair of bracers for you. All of them, as you're like picking them up and looking at them, all of them look perfectly, like, eerily familiar, and also shockingly sized to you. Like, as you hold it up, you're like, you could just tell it's like the perfect cut, the perfect, like, it's gonna fit you like a glove.
All my armor fits me like a glove. That's
Mm.
why you get it all custom made. You people putting on random armor.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, Mari's changing.
She's gonna change into it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I will give you a like little index card of what it is later. For you, as you put them on, he goes, fit for a queen.
I think Mari like almost does a double take, but she doesn't. It doesn't mean enough to her yet to really do more than that.
Who would like to be next?
Me, please. I barely have a skirt at this point.
You do look a little worse for wear. And he pulls out one of the boxes from the bottom of his pile. It is like a soft magenta color and has a almost purple satin ribbon on the top. It looks like it's very loosely tied. As you open the box, you see the inside of this has it's a almost looks like shifting smoke kind of cloak. You can see that this has some magical properties to it, though you're not entirely sure what this offers you. Inside you also have it's a longer black skirt, and it looks like there's like this leather type of belt loop that allows the skirt to be hitched up and hiked up so you can see more of the thigh, and a separate pair of tights and long boots for you as well. The blouse is this like puffier purple shirt that is draped in the neckline that gathers in the stomach a little bit and shows off a little bit of your midriff. And it does look like this is a lot of different separate layers to this outfit that allow it to be both free-flowing and still warm. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
The box that was 3 times too big is handed to you, Reese. And Umbriel is presented with this very sparkly, very large box. As you take the lid off, there's no bow or anything fastening this closed or anything. As you take the lid off, you can see the reason that this box is so large is because there's almost like a crinoline type fabric skirt to the inside that allows for a widening of the hips that comes up into this like very pixie cut little like twinkling. It looks like a very much like a twinkling star kind of poofy, almost like a tutu-esque type thing.
Okay.
It's very out there and fun. There's this pair of space boots, this like very sweet moon shoe looking type of space boots that is in this box as well. The top is smaller. You can see that there seems to be some sort of sheer top that has some stars on them. And then this very free-flowing kind of like pashmina shoulder wrap thing to cover your arms that looks like it's the same color as like clouds at sunset, like this like sherbety pink. The whole outfit is very twilight colored and very bubblegum poppy looking. It is really, really cute.
Hell yeah.
You can also see these boots that you are presented with. There's something special about those as well. So you will have that given to you. I will put that on an index card for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. And for you, a special custom order. And he walks back into the area where you could see the forge and pulls one of the larger pieces and sheets of metal off of the conveyor belt.
See, kid?
And
He knew you were coming too.
there is a moment where the gentleman who was working the forge pulls it over and he's like, "Hold on, let me do this part." And you see as he opens up the portion of this metal piece and presses a button, you can see that it folds from kind of like a bigger square shape down into the size of an arm. And Kit, you are presented with a robotic arm looking thing. And he's like, this was a custom piece requested since you are going on an adventure. They were saying that you wanted to learn how to take care of yourself, so we are upgrading this for you. But he said that I could do it in the event that you didn't want him around. So.
Thank you.
Of course. And you see this kind of nerdy looking guy. Getting a closer look at him, he seems to be some sort of half orc looking fella. His skin is a little bit olive green. His hair is really short. He is strong and lanky, but like has a very athletic build. He does seem to be a little taller than well, he's significantly taller than Redenbacher by a lot, because Redenbacher is a tiny little gnome. In front of you, in case you didn't see what he looks like, it's basically Professor Flitwick. Just if you know what it looks like, that's what Redenbacher looks like.
Have I seen these people before?
You have seen Redenbacher for sure, because he is the one who does all of the tailoring for everybody in the kingdom. And then, you would not have met this other fellow who I'm leaving unnamed on purpose.
Okay.
He
So a stranger is gonna remove my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you? Do
you
you
cool
at
with
all
that?
get nervous about it, or are you just like gonna allow him to kind of? Are you gonna walk up and allow him to do this?
I think that Kit is nervous about it, but she kind of looks around at everybody else and decides to just go for it, but
Awesome.
is kind of like stiff.
This would be your first time having anyone besides Azeroth really work on you. So you feel a little bit of pressure behind your shoulder, and he's like, "Hold on," and then you feel numbness as your arm powers down and disconnects. And then he wrenches it a little bit up and out of its socket, it looks like. And then you watch as he pushes on Kit's shoulder with one hand and punches the back of the shoulder with the other hand, and the arm falls off, like pops right out of the socket and falls off. You hear this mechanical depressurizing sound of like. You also hear a quick like of a little pop of the arm removing, and he does a quick like exchange, a small drill sound, and is able to pop the arm back on.
I think when it turns back on, she would kind of flex a little bit, move all of her fingers around to make sure it's still functioning.
Mm-hmm. As you do, you feel this rush of electricity and a little bit of a jump in you. As your arm, it clicks a couple of times. It does like a little bit of a double jerk and paralysis for a moment, and then clicks on and like starts to fully automate with the rest of the body. Once it is online and good to go, you can feel, I will give you an index card as well. You just got a cool weapon upgrade.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The arm cannon.
The arm cannon is going to be so sick.
Do
And
we
then,
want?
what happened?
I was gonna say, do we want to call it here so Lova can get hers in the beginning of the next?
Do you want to, do you want to wait for yours, or do you want to push it
Oh,
to
I'm
next
so
session?
sorry, I didn't mean to.
We can do mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you sit there with this box that looks ages old, you see Redenbacher gets like right up in your face about it when you first come in. And he's like, "This is special, and I've been holding on for another one like you. There was only once that I've met before, and she doesn't need it anymore, so it would work well for you."
One like me. A changeling?
Precisely. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll open the box.
It looks like kind of a strange dress that you probably wouldn't wear stylistically. Almost like a dress and cloak mixed together. Like they're like a dress that's pinned with a long train. Kind of like a lilac in color, with these like longer sleeves. As you look at the fabric over and you like push it in the light, you can see it changes colors to every prismatic color as you're shifting the fabric. So it looks like it is a myriad of different fabrics and textiles. I will also provide you with a index card about it. This item in particular is the only one, like the only piece of it that is magical is this particular cape to it, but the dress as a whole seems to do a magical effect that I think you'll be interested in. There's also like some regular standard like knee-high boots that are very pretty that go with it, and like a little bit of there's like a slit in the side, so that way the boots, you can kind of see them as they come up. They're really, really nice, and do this like elegant fold around the knee. It's much sexier than Dahlia would typically wear. She wears more of a much subtler, muted outfit. Not that her outfit's not sexy, but it's much. This is much more leaning into the feminist, like feminine dress form and like form fitting and very showy and like showgirly, in a way that she's not usually stating herself. But he's like, "This is going to look perfect on you." Um,
I
all
fake
of these,
smile as I look at it. I'm like, great.
yeah, all of these items look, for lack of a better term, incredibly gaudy. They're so opulent and over the top. They are a Redenbacher original, but they are seriously too fucking much.
Listen, you can't be
So,
everybody's favorite.
Yeah. So I'll ask him, what about, why is this specific to my kind?
oh, well, don't you see it? And as you look at the outfit, you can tell that it is able to change its appearance with you changing your appearance.
Is there a way I could test it out? I mean, I'll put it on in front of everybody, but if there's a way I could just like test it out quickly, like
Yeah, you guys can all put on your outfits and do cute little switchy outfit changes, and I'll give you guys
Oh,
the
yeah.
magic item cards and stuff like that. But we'll call it here for tonight, so that way we can wrap it up and have everybody kind of jump into the next leg of this the next time.
Maybe you are everybody's favorite.
Maybe, maybe.
Maybe.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you so much. We really appreciate you guys joining us for our story. Thank you again, and I hope you guys have a great night. Happy weekend.